So now we start off with some meditation for half an hour. I will do the guidance at the beginning. And please know that this meditation instruction, it is streamed over many countries in the world. And so it's not just what I'm saying here, it's actually, is it this one over here, Ksenia, which it's streamed in? Okay. And also, it also means that whatever is said here and whatever good instructions are given are shared as widely as possible to many thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people in the world, so they can find some peace and contentment in their lives. So now, most people are sitting down quietly. I think you can hear it outside as well. So if it's cooler for you outside, please find a nice seat outside. If you want to come inside, you may come inside as well. We try to make sure that wherever you are and wherever you're sitting, that you can hear this comfortably. So as you sit down on a chair, on a stool, on a cushion or on the floor, however you are sitting, please close your eyes. When your eyes are closed, it's like you have more mindfulness, more awareness to see what's happening inside. Apart from my voice, we try and keep it quiet, so even sound is not too disturbing. Smells and tastes are easy to shut down. So we hope, with your eyes closed, that the main object of awareness is the physical feelings. We want to try and calm those down, so it's like your body disappears. You're perfectly aware, even more fully aware than usual, but your body can vanish. And the way to do that is first of all to just a general awareness of the body, just to try and make it comfortable. But we go much deeper than that. So the next thing I do is become aware of my feet. On a longer periods of meditation, I'd become aware of toes. I just ask the question, how are you? The toes on the end of my feet. It's important that I create that awareness of things like toes and get to know them and be kind to them. Once I have made that connection with a part of my body, along that connection, I can send this thing called kindness. And if you want to know what kindness actually is, not in a verbal explanation, but understanding it through the feeling, the experience of kindness, I know that kindness is what relaxes my toes. It makes them feel accepted, part of nature. I don't reject anything, don't judge it. I'm kind to it. And also, it means that they relax. If you're kind to an animal, if it's real kindness, the animal will never hurt you. They can feel that you're not going to threaten them. When I give kindness to my toes, the awareness I have of the feelings in those toes also tell me that they are relaxing much more than when I started. Mindfulness also gives you that feedback. Shows they're getting more relaxed. I'm not going to stop with my toes. I'm going to scan this awareness, this kindfulness, up my body. Although I must admit that sometimes I feel that just being aware of my toes and getting that kindfulness going, that the rest of the body somehow just doesn't matter anymore. It relaxes by itself. Sometimes I just want to just totally be quiet and take that relaxed feeling into deeper peaceful mind states. You can do that. But this evening I'm going to do my duty and just scan my body up my feet, just checking for any feeling sensations in my feet. All I can feel is a little itchiness on the uppers of my feet. And I just allow my mind to settle on that itchiness. Give it kindfulness. Let it be. Don't fight it. Don't judge it. If I don't judge it, I don't need to get rid of it. I just let it be. Letting be is the result of kindfulness. And it starts to relax. And sometimes I experience some very beautiful feelings in places where I would never expect, just in the uppers of my feet. Then make sure your heels feel okay, and nothing is being squashed or stretched. And go past my feet to my ankles. If ever you have a twisted or hurt ankle, just to be able to be aware of it and be kind to it, wishing it well. Many times people ask for a blessing from the monk, and that's all we do. Through the blessing, it's a channel by which I can wish you peace and happiness and ease in your life. In this case, ease and happiness in your body. And I feel my ankles relax. I never realized you could do that before I started this meditation practice. And I move the body up my lower legs to the calves and the skin on top of the calves, and if there's any bruises or injuries there, I will always pause and give it special kindfulness. Not only does it work, but I also learn what this kindfulness is. It's just what relaxes anything. It makes it feel at ease. I get to my knees. I'm an old monk now, and sometimes I look at my knees and they're in an amazing condition. Nevertheless, I relax them here. I notice what I call, the only thing I can say is knee feeling. I can recognize that sensation, but I can't give it words. Once I notice it, and my brain is connected to that feeling, then I can give this wonderful kindness. Sometimes I imagine it expanding. I do that because it makes it feel more loose, not so tight. And the whole feeling in the knees kind of feels open. So whether it's blood or any other bodily fluids can flow freely through my knees. There's no constriction there. And that feels good. And up my thighs. Relaxing as I go. When I get to my butt, there's always a pressure on that butt. But I know that it's a kind of pressure, when I pay attention to it, I can experience it. But then as I go deep in meditation, because that sensation does not change, it doesn't get worse, doesn't get better, it kind of disappears. So my brain realizes it's not a problem down there. So it turns off. And I get to my waist. And I find actually it is useful to pay special attention to the waist. So I usually just stretch my back a bit so the waist can also relax until it gets to this position I recognize it's a position which I can maintain for many long periods of time. Sometimes, like this evening, I just go further up my back, just relaxing everything on the back, giving the spine some loving kindness. Until my back feels really at ease. I go back down to the bottom of my torso, and then go sweeping up. As I go up slowly, start to experience first the digestive tract and any organs, any sort of bones or vessels, to make sure that everything is at ease. And when I do this sweeping upwards, sometimes I don't know the name of the organ, I don't know the name of that particular part of the body. If there's anything which is tight, which is painful, which is an ache, I just pause there, give special loving kindness. And I mention this because so many people have these problems, things like breast cancer. When you get to that part of the body, be especially aware and especially kind. This is your body, and sometimes there's parts of your body you just cannot take for granted. Just give them an extra boost, saying, I care for you, and meaning it. And that part of the body can relax with the kindfulness. And you should be able to feel it relaxing. That area changes. If I have a tummy ache, that's how I deal with it. Aware of it and kind, and let it relax. It's a way that my body deals with, like, maybe bacteria or whatever else causes that, until the problem just vanishes. To my lungs, my heart. When you practice this often and regularly, you know how to relax your own body. It's a wonderful, helpful thing to learn. Eventually I get to my shoulders. And I don't need to do this today. My shoulders this evening are very relaxed. But if they are a bit tight, a great way to relax them is go in the opposite direction first. Scrunch them up. And pull them tightly together. You're actually doing that. But then, when they're as scrunched up as you can get, then you let go. I always find that once I let them go, relax them, they go to a much deeper level of ease than when I started. And it also reminds me of what letting go means. You don't hold anything tight. You don't sort of pull or push or squash. You allow your body to be at ease. You allow it. And soon it just becomes so relaxed. And I go down my arms, past my elbows. If his elbows give you any problem, you can always adjust the posture, move it, touch slightly this way or that way. But then after a while you just realize your elbows are fine. And with my hands, the position of my hands, how do I find the best posture? And I have this understanding that I ask my hands, how are you? It's just like you would ask me how I feel. I ask my own body parts how they feel. And if my hands reply they're comfortable, I let them be. If they need to be moved, I'll move them. They feel fine, so they can stay. And you go up to the neck. Many people have difficulties in meditation because their head is not balanced well on top of the neck. I always find that my head is a little bit too far forward, so just pull it back a little bit. It feels much more balanced and energized by doing that. Not too far to the left or too far to the right. I kind of find the optimum position. And then lastly I go to the muscles in the front of my face, around the eyes and the nose and the mouth, making sure those muscles are as relaxed as they could possibly be. Still my eyes are closed, but the muscles around them are totally relaxed, at ease. Because the stress on any muscle in the face is related mostly to emotions like fear or anger. So it helps me calm down the mind just by relaxing the muscles in the face. And lastly, having spent quite a bit of this time relaxing my body, I kind of join every part together. I can feel the whole body. Sitting here quietly, as relaxed as it could possibly be. It may not be perfect, but it's much more relaxed than when I started. And I stay like this for a minute or two. It always comes. I'm not making this up, but I can feel the joy of relaxation. It feels pleasant just to watch that feeling of relaxation and to notice how delightful it is. And I also recognize that that makes my body even more relaxed. It's a great way to start the meditation. And I ask myself, how peaceful am I? Because peace is how I make that transition from the body to the mind. And I also know what causes peace. First of all, I'm kind to the past. Being that kindfulness even to past memories. So they cannot be changed, and they're good enough. So they can vanish. I'm also kind to the future. I know that my future is always made right now. This is the only time I can do anything for my future. Right now. So if I'm kind to the present, I know my future will be the best. And that makes me come into this moment, still remaining with the kindness. To me it becomes a natural from being in this moment to being peaceful and then being silent. I just find it impossible to give names to things. to judge them, or even to try and capture them. If I want to experience freedom, I have to set the world free. Words only put experiences into prisons. They try to describe them, but they're never accurate enough for me. I prefer the silence. In silence I cannot judge, cannot discriminate, can't do anything. It's where I find peace, sometimes incredibly deep peace. I will now be quiet. When I start speaking, I'll be close again to the end of the meditation. Not now, in a few minutes' time. It's getting close to the end of the meditation now. Don't open your eyes yet. But how do you feel in this short meditation? What worked for you? How did your meditation become peaceful? How did the body relax? I use this body scanning if ever I find difficulty going to sleep. It works very well. The body relaxes. And I do this kindfulness to my mind. I let it be. It becomes still and happy. What works for you? So I'm now going to chime the gong. When the gong finishes chiming, the meditation finishes. Very good.